Hi, I'm Rachel Beck, a senior consultant with mbaMission, and I'm here today to talk to you about on-campus or off-campus interviews. What's the right choice? So we hear from our clients all the time. Should I make the time to go visit a school and interview on campus, or can I do it with an alumni in my hometown? So hopefully I'm going to give you some advice on how to differentiate and make that decision. So different schools have different requirements. On-campus interviews usually are at schools that use their AdCom members to interview candidates, or the AdCom members travel to different parts of the world to meet their applicants. NYU, Wharton, Harvard are among the schools that have on-campus interviews with AdCom members. There are also a lot of schools that have alumni interviews, and they're spread throughout the world. Columbia, Stanford are two schools that do that. And those interviewers are trained to meet applicants, and they have a very defined line of questioning that they're supposed to ask. And then there are the schools that are hybrids. Kellogg, Tuck, Fuqua are among those. And you could either elect to interview on campus, usually with a second-year student, or you can schedule an interview with an alumni. So what is the right choice here? Let's proceed. So are on and off campus interviews considered equal? We get this question all the time. And the truth is, yes, they are considered equal. Think about it. Why would the admissions committee allow alumni to interview applicants if they weren't going to hold the same weight to those interviews? Remember that an interview is all about fit. The school is not trying to zing you with questions. They're trying to figure out if you're somebody they would want to have in their classrooms and in their alumni network as part of their larger school community. So that's the purpose of the interview. So they hold a lot of weight in what the alumni report back to them. And as I mentioned before, the line of questioning is virtually the same. If you're interviewing with an alumni, they're given questions that they need to ask, and they're given a form they have to fill out and fill out the answers to those questions. So they are very attuned to what the school is looking for. A lot of alumni interviews are also blind interviews, meaning that the alumni only has your resume to look at before the interview. So they haven't read your whole application, and they really want to see, are you a nice person? Are you engaging, mature, articulate, etc.? So keep that in mind. So what's the right strategy? What should you choose? In some schools, there is no choice. You either have the alumni interview or you have to come on campus. But in the case that you could elect to go visit a campus, if you haven't visited, yes, go, because that would give you a great opportunity to see the school live, meet people. Often schools offer more than just interviews for those coming to campus. They have tours and class visits and lunch with students or faculty or administrators. So it's a great opportunity to kind of get to know the school, and also gives you a lot to talk about during the interview. Making an effort to visit can also stand out to the admissions committee. I remember that I had a client, one of my first years of doing admissions consulting, who had never visited a top school, and she elected to do an interview in the city that she lived in rather than go visit that school. And when I found that out, I got very nervous. I said, oh, it's not so far away from where you live. You should have gone to visit. And she kind of blew it off and said, oh, it doesn't matter. Well, the first question she got from the person interviewing her was, why haven't you visited the school? So they do care. If you haven't shown up and you can, it's important. For instance, if you're based in New York, you should make an effort to get to Boston or Philadelphia or Washington to interview. But, and there's a big but here, the AdCom does understand when applicants can't get there. You might have work responsibilities. It might be too expensive. You might have personal commitments. So they understand when people can't show up. So some concluding thoughts. Don't obsess over the right choice. Pick the location that works best for you in terms of professional and personal commitments. If you can't get to an on-campus interview, it's okay. Regardless of where you pick, you gotta own it. You've gotta prepare. Don't shortcut that preparation when you're meeting an alumni. Show up, bring your A game. Even if it's in a coffee shop, you really wanna show them that you really, really care about being part of their school. And enjoy the experience. The goal of the interview, as I mentioned before, is to get to know you. It's all about fit. So you want to go in there and be personable and really show that you've done your due diligence on the school. To help you get there, mbaMission has a lot of different offerings. We have our mock interview opportunities. You can sign up and work with a consultant to really sharpen your interview skills. We also have free for download our interview guide, and you're also feel free to do a 30-minute consultation with us, even just on interviewing. Thanks so much.